It's recording now, Samantha, just so you're aware.
Okay. So thank you all for being here for another one of our remote cultural council meetings. We really appreciate it. We wanted to start by, doing a roll call of who's here at the meeting. And so I know that I'm the one who has the agenda in front of me, so I can take roll call. So just when I say your name, just say present, and then we can move from there. So Gabriel Lucy.
Present.
Great. Monica Lucy.
Present.
And then Kathy Oliver Jones.
I'm present.
All right, wonderful. So calling the meeting to order, all are present. So the first item on our agenda is to review the minutes from the April 15th meeting that we had. And all of you were sent that in advance. So can I entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll motion to approve the minutes.
All right, so motion made and seconded. Thank you, seconded. So it was motion made by Monica and seconded by Kathy to approve the April 15 minutes. We have to also do a roll call vote for everything, so we're gonna do it for this. So Gabriel?
Yep.
Monica?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
And myself, Samantha, also yes. So the minutes have been approved for April 15th. And then the next item on our agenda is to review the grantee requests for event postponement and reimbursement. So for those of you who were at our last meeting, we discussed how the Cultural Council at the state level has given us the ability to make modifications. And so grantees are able to actually make requests to us directly, asking us either to receive their funds, even if the program had to get canceled due to the coronavirus, or if they had to postpone or alter the nature of their event, they would have to notify us and then we would have to vote on it. So we had two last time we met and we have two today. So the first request is from the Discovery Museum to alter the nature of their grant programming. So you should have received the letter that they sent forward ahead of time. And so their request is to switch their grant funding to fund all of their Open Door Connections programs collectively for residents of Marlborough. Formerly, they received a grant to fund the $1 anytime admission for EBT card holders. So the money wouldn't change, and they're still going to be using it for its programming, but they're asking for a modification for it to fund all of their Open Door Connections rather than this one specific program. Any discussion?
No, none for me.
Nope.
Nothing for me.
Okay, do I want to entertain a motion to vote on approving this grant modification?
So moved.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do a roll call vote. So this is to, so the vote is to approve this grant modification for the Discovery Museum. So Gabriel?
Yep.
Monica?
Yes.
Kathy?
Yes.
Okay, and then myself, Samantha, also yes. So the motion approved 4-0 to have the modification for the Discovery Museum. So I will be sure to notify them. The second request is from the Metro West STEM Education Network in support of the See Yourself in STEM mentoring program. So if you all remember, this was the program where it was a consortium of different high schools and they were going to receive transportation to go to Framingham State and be able to receive STEM education. And we gave them a grant, but they're asking to switch the purpose of the grant for the same program, but because they're no longer going to be doing this in person, they're going to move towards a remote program. The money would go towards paying a portion of the salary of a part-time staffer to transition the mentorship program to be fully online. And I also just want to add, I did check with the State Cultural Council, and this is salary is an appropriate usage of the grant fund.
Okay.
Any discussion on this particular topic?
No.
I'm good.
Nope, not here.
Okay, I can entertain a motion to approve the grant modification.
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All right, so we're going to do a roll call vote again. So this would be to approve the See Yourself in STEM mentoring program to go towards paying the salary of a part-time staffer rather than transportation. Gabriel,
Yep.
Monica,
Yes.
Kathy,
Yes.
and then myself, Samantha, also yes. So this passed 4-0 to approve the grant modification. So I'll be sure to let them know. So thank you for that. That concludes the grant modification requests. And as these come forward, I'll continue to let all of you know. I've been trying to wait till at least 2 come forward before having a meeting, but they did contact me at the beginning of May. So it's good that we were able to approve these tonight. So thank you. And then we only have 2 more items on the agenda. The first, I just wanted to flag for all of you that, other cultural councils across the state have taken this opportunity to have virtual programming, have an engagement in events, whether that is a, virtual concert or being able to pursue arts in the community through digital means and being able to share that on social media. So I wanted to gauge the interest of this group in either A, having some sort of social media presence, or B, being able to host a virtual event that could be shared out by other individuals in the city. One example that a resident contacted me earlier today about was an example is in Concord. They do like these virtual couch party concerts. And so they have performances that are lined up, and it's something that's shown, or streamed online, but it's a way to still engage with people in the arts, whether or not they can be there in person. So I'll open it for discussion just to hear some of your input around the Cultural Council in Marlborough taking on virtual engagement.
Samantha, it sounds like a really excellent idea. Can you just give us more information about how this coordinated? What's the time commitment from the committee members?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as of now, our council doesn't meet as regularly as some other councils. So I know if we wanted to have more programming, we might have to have 1 or 2 more meetings. I do think it's also something that if we approve to move forward on some sort of event, we could have one person take ownership of it. I was able to speak to the Maynard Cultural Council chair the other day, and he said that the way that they do projects is sort of like everybody picks a project and then they assign it to one person, so that person can communicate everything, and then they report back to the full council. But they do meet every other week, which I think might be too much for this group at this time. But I do think even having one virtual event this spring or summer now, especially since people can't be outside gathering the way that they could before, it would be helpful.
Okay. I agree with you
can't
as
speak
far
for
as
everybody. I can't get right now due to my personal working condition. I can't commit right now to. I don't want to say yes and then the day come and I cannot do anything about it. I can't commit it right now, especially with a group with 4 people. I can't.
Yeah, I actually was going to weigh in and say the same thing. I'll be honest with you. Working from home. I'm becoming, and my other obligations in my life, I'm just becoming overwhelmed with trying to juggle meetings and the virtual. I think it's a great idea. I don't know if maybe maybe just one event, maybe around the 4th of July that we could do to celebrate that and the fireworks and everything. But as far as ongoing, I'm with Gabriel. I know that I won't have the bandwidth or the energy, to be honest with you.
That's really important to hear. Monica, do you want to weigh in as well?
Yeah, I would feel the same way. I'm also trying to get away for a good portion of the summer, far away. It's been, I just sort of feel like I'm so tied to my computer and to everything. Like, I just feel like like my eyes hurt at the end of every day. Like, I just sort of feel like I need a break from, I don't know. I don't want to overcommit and then under-deliver. I'm a big fan of the other way around. Under-committing and over-delivering.
And over-delivered, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really great feedback. And as you know, everyone knows here, I also have a lot on my plate. I do think it's important for us to do something. So maybe, one idea could be that we reach out to another cultural council and see if they're doing something and co-brand it.
That's a good thought.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would think that would entail maybe sharing it out, we could share it out personally and make sure that the city was aware of it. And I know one of the ways that I've been trying to engage more is with the schools and their art department. So the I guess opportunity to engage that I sent all of you that was sent to me from the school department was around like creating those hearts for heroes. And that was something that like we were able to promote. We don't have our own social media channels. So maybe at our next meeting, that's something that we can discuss about having a permanent social media presence. Just that way we can share out the arts information. But I do think that, after your suggestion of something around July or later, we could even do something if it was like in the fall, because you don't really know what's happening with Labor Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Maybe even think about something around back to school time, whatever that's going to look like for the kids, for the children.
All right, I'm taking notes, but yes. Okay. Any other thoughts on this topic? I know that we have a very small council right now. So last meeting we did discuss recruitment, and that's something that we need to continue thinking about. But I know it's a hectic time for people, myself included. So I just would, put this in our mind that it'd be great to have something, and maybe going towards the fall is the best bet here. And if there's something where an opportunity comes up to work with another cultural council, I can be sure to take ownership of that and let them know that we'd be interested in doing it with them.
Good.
Sounds like a plan.
That's great. Samantha, I'm sorry, it's 6:28. I've got to run so I can get into that other meeting.
Okay, thank you so much, Monica. You were still able to
Thanks,
vote
guys.
on the excuses, so thank you. Have a good one.
Yes. Bye.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So the last item on our agenda, does anyone want to take a vote on that? Or do we feel comfortable, that I can be a point person to communicate with other cultural councils moving forward if there's an engagement opportunity?
I have full confidence in you, Samantha.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So even if she's not present anymore, we are three. The three should be the majority, right?
Yep. We're still at a
Yeah.
quorum. Yeah. Well, don't worry, we're good. And I marked that she left at 6:28. But thank you for pointing that out. So the last item is around the upcoming community input survey. And so as a reminder, I think it's like 3 years, the Cultural Council locally is required to do a community survey where we actually put out, what does the community want to see in our arts? And a lot of, our structure has just been being a granting organization. So it would be interesting to get feedback from the community about different programming they're interested in, or like arts, music, theater, what type they're interested in. So the last one I believe was done in 2017, and 2020 is clearly here. So this is something that we would have to finish by the end of the calendar year.
I understand that, but is right now you cannot go and ask people to sign paper. I mean, there are no assembling. There is no like in the past year the farmer market. So I really don't know how you want to implement that, or how can we implement that?
Yeah, so I was thinking it would be a digital survey.
Okay.
I had no intention. Yeah, no one at risk here. I would assume that we could create maybe some sort of, form. Maybe the IT department would be helpful there. That could be filled out, and then we could actually have, the City of Marlborough Facebook page or other groups in the city share out.
How about we send an email to Luis?
Can you say it again?
Sending an email to Luis asking
Yep.
on this matter.
Yep. Yeah, so he's our state cultural council contact. So, and he's been inviting me to a lot of things, and I've tried to keep up to date. So I think that's a really great point, Gabriel, that we can loop him in about what he suggests. And maybe they even have like a template survey that we could use.
That makes sense.
So I agree with everyone here that maybe this is something that we assess for the next meeting. I'm just trying to think, we still have people who are going to be submitting grant reimbursements or modifications. And if that does come up, we would have to have another meeting, and these are brief. But if at that next meeting when we have it, I think these are things that we could maybe work on, because in November we'll obviously have to do the grant cycle again, and we don't have enough members right now. So that's something that would need to happen. And I think that that's the priority, is to get the members, and then we'd be able to have more capacity to do the other things.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Okay.
any other thoughts on this particularly? You know, I can do some more outreach on my end to see if we're able to get more members. I don't know if, and maybe, you know, Steve or someone else on the call, I don't know, are people still planning to do appointment process during COVID-19, the remote meetings?
I'm sorry, Samantha, you're asking if people to still be appointed?
Yeah, so would people be appointed remotely? Is that something that's possible right now?
Well, I believe that the same process would be followed. You know, if the mayor's office sends the appointments to the count, you know, for the
Okay.
cultural council, for example, they're appointed by the mayor, subject to confirmation of the council. So once the council acts on them, we being this office, will figure out a way to get them sworn in. If we have to do it, I don't know if we would be able to do it remotely. I don't know if the law will allow for that. We haven't really bumped into that just yet, but we're more than happy to figure out a way to, you know, if the building isn't open, to meet people outside, socially distant, you know, to swear them in. And then there's some paperwork that they have to sign where, you know, we take appropriate precautionary measures if it's bringing their own pen and you know, things like that. But if people are appointed to the boards, commissions, and committees, we will, the clerk's office will figure out a way to get them sworn in so that they can be duly authorized to participate in you know, do the business that the city needs to continue to do. So.
Okay. Thank you so much, Steve. We really appreciate that. So it does seem like the process will still be able to, and I know that from the council side, we have still been able to move things along in that direction. So, you know, November still is a lot of time. We have like 5 or 6 months. So we do have time to ensure that we at least have one more person appointed, because we need a minimum of 5 in order to run the grant cycle.
Okay.
Okay, so is there any action we want to take on that, or we should just wait till the next meeting and see? I know a lot of the states reopening and other things are going to come into play, so I don't think we need any action yet.
No action.
Yeah, I think we should wait till the next meeting.
Okay. Well, that is the end of the agenda. So I'm going to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So motion to adjourn at 6:34, and I'm gonna read the names again. Gabriel.
Yep.
Kathy.
I agree. Yes.
And Samantha. Yes. So we are adjourned at 6:34. It was a vote of 3-0 to adjourn the meeting. So thank you all so much.